Terry Schlosser here from Digital.ai Product Marketing. I'm going to take you through the latest product releases we have for our Digital.ai Agility and DevOps solutions. These are our January 2021 releases. I'm going to start with Digital.ai Agility in our version 21 release. This release came out on January 28th and includes a couple key features. One of those features is iteration planning within the team rooms. This helps simplify the planning process. It lets you plan sprints and iterations directly from the team rooms. This new access that comes to the planning board allows teams to manage sprints and iterations without losing the context of the team room. So they can easily access items from the backlog, they can plan sprints from a single place, and they can view dependencies. A great new feature we hope that you will go try out. The next one I'm going to talk about is a new release of Digital.ai Agility Connect. And this really helps you to seamlessly integrate the tools that already exist in your environment, such as Atlassian Jira or Microsoft Azure DevOps, as well as ServiceNow, making it faster and easier to integrate those tools into and with your Digital.ai Agility environment. And on the next slide, I'm going to dive just a little bit further into this new feature. It helps you seamlessly integrate, as I said on the previous slide, with your existing tools with Digital.ai Agility. This does several things for you. It helps improve connectivity because we're giving you a native integration hub for your essential solutions. So you don't have to go out, you don't have to get third-party adapters, there's no additional licensing. It comes with it, makes it easy with this improved connectivity. It also helps to increase visibility and reliability by providing automated bi-directional data synchronization. And so what this ensures is that you're getting a single source of truth when looking at that information. It has a simplified setup and maintenance with a new user self-service interface. So helping you obviously save time and costs when you're trying to configure these integrations. And last is helping to, provide agile scalability with these integrations that work with the tools that you already have with your existing team level solutions so that you can really deploy enterprise agile across the portfolio without any need to rip or replace. The next set of features that I'm going to talk about are the new features that are coming with Digital.ai Release. And this is our version 10, which also came out on January 28th. Key new features include our delivery insights. This is a tech preview, and this is integration between Digital.ai Continuum version 21 and Digital.ai Release version 10. And what it allows you to do is seamlessly connect all of the data and artifacts at each stage of the release to the related agile stories and features. So now your whole organization, whether it be your development team as part of the planning, your release team, your product team, your operations team, can use a single tool to easily track progress from idea, from planning, right, from those agile stories and features all the way through to production. I'm going to talk a little bit more about delivery insights and give you some visuals so you can see what some of those things are in the next couple slides. In addition, we have expanded our deployment options, so you now have the capability to run Digitalai Release version 10 in Kubernetes environment. So you can deploy it within a hosted Kubernetes environment, whether that's on-prem or within Red Hat OpenShift, either on-prem or running OpenShift in AWS or in an AWS EKS environment. So now you can choose the best deployment option for you for your release management tools. The next feature that we're announcing and delivering with this release is around enabling GitOps for your Digital.ai release environment. And what this means is we have extended the DevOps as code capabilities that we had previously delivered by providing the capability to export the runtime configuration of Digital.ai Release itself. So things like user profiles, notification schemes, blackout and special days that have been defined within the calendar, the general settings from your release server. You can now export these to YAML. So just as you're doing with all of the other parts, your templates and other things that you can export to YAML, you can now export these configuration files and then manage and share those configurations as code in a Git repository. The last thing I'm going to do is just highlight a couple of the additional features. So again, with most releases, there's also a lot of additional features. Things that we've included in this release include year and day views, which were added to the release calendar. We've added an additional tab to our audit report that shows the details on permissions by user for each release. So again, helping you with those audit reporting. We have included folder level notifications in addition to the notifications we already have. And we have added support for token-based authentication via Keycloak. So one last thing. On the next slide, I just want to talk a little bit more about delivery insights. This is a tech preview, allowing you to integrate and improve visibility and collaboration across your development and deliveries. It lets you seamlessly connect the data and artifacts from each stage of the release. And again, allows your whole organization to use this single tool, right? Single source of truth to track that progress. So a couple examples, you can view agile work items and status directly in the release product now. So this is an example of what one of those boards might look like. And then you can zoom in to see the detailed contents at each release stage. So just a few views from our delivery insights capability. Next, I'm going to talk about Digitalai Deploy and the new features that we're delivering with version 10, which also released on January 28th. Just as I mentioned with Digital.ai Release, we have expanded our deployment options for deploy. So again, you can now deploy Digital.ai Deploy on-prem in an on-prem Kubernetes environment, within a Red Hat OpenShift on-prem environment, or OpenShift within AWS, or in an AWS EKS environment. So again, you can choose the best place to deploy your deployment management tools, whether that's on-prem or in the cloud. The next feature that we've added is really a lot, a big feature that we're adding. And this is really aimed at customers that are really trying to do cloud native at scale. It helps you take back control, increase efficiency, and reduce costs when you are trying to do cloud native at scale. And what we've included is a new extension as part of Digital.ai Deploy. It is an extension to our rules-based engine, and it adds the ability to insert modularized code or patch existing deployment configuration code at deployment time. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this on the next slide, but just want to be sure you're aware that along with this release, we have Stitch-enabled plugins for Kubernetes, AWS, Terraform, and Azure, and we will be doing more, but those are the ones that are delivered alongside and are available with this January 28th release. The Stitch extension, again, as I mentioned on the previous slide, it gives you this capability to insert this modularized code or patch existing deployment configurations configuration code at the deployment time. So just in time instrumentation, right when you're going to do the deployment. And what this helps you to do is take back control and reduce risk of these complex deployments. So, as you're doing cloud native at scale, you're not only thinking about, having a configuration file for deploying one application into one specific environment, whether that's your, development environment, your test environment, your production environment. But as you're really trying to scale things out, you have many, many, many configuration files. And rather than having people copy and paste these files and, trying to keep track of these now thousands of different files, what this enables you to do is use shared modular reusable components that are approved by your organization to produce these new deployment configurations. or update existing ones. So you can create a module around security configurations to make sure that when they're going into production, they meet your security requirements and your meeting your compliance requirements. Along with this tool, we help improve efficiency and enable GitOps with a new workbench. So in addition to the extension, we have this workbench that automatically identifies the available Stitch macros that have been written and developed and are available for use within the deploy rules. So you can easily stitch them together into these deploy rules to make it easier to do these customized deployments. This workbench obviously is aimed at your DevOps experts. They can easily debug, they can visually illustrate the deployment outcomes before they're published so they can make sure that they're going to work correctly. And they can track changes within these modules by seamlessly integrating those with your source control management. So giving you more control over these modules, making sure that you can make them standardized across your teams. And of course, in the long run, this really helps you to reduce the time and cost of building and distributing that expertise. If I can have my security folks building the security modules that then get stitched into those deployments, those deployment configurations at deployment time, then I don't have to have somebody in each of my business lines working on each app trying to figure out the right security. I can reuse those modules. And so I can enable teams to leverage, right, these modular best practices that are developed by the domain experts instead of trying to have these domain experts in each team. And this really helps eliminate overhead of duplicate resources, the need to produce and maintain configurations for each unique deployment. And teams get more work done in parallel, and then they can quickly and easily leverage the work across the organization. So really helping to reduce that overtime, reduce the time and cost of building and leveraging the expertise. So last, I am going to talk about the integrations that we have available with these January releases for our DevOps solutions. So both across release and deploy. We have an update to the IBM WebSphere integration. This is helping to provide the capability where you can update the EAR files for WebSphere instead of in addition to what we currently have available today. So today, when you want to do an update, you actually undeploy and then you redeploy. This gives you the capability to update rather than undeploy and redeploy. And this allows you to customize deployment synchronization, timing, and behavior to best meet your needs, which of those approaches is best for you. We have Jenkins. We've updated our support for Jenkins, adding support for multi-branch pipelines. So now you can orchestrate these pipelines out of the box with Digital.ai Release. We have a couple updates related to ServiceNow. We are focused on improving ease of use for ServiceNow by providing updates both within the Digital.ai Release plugin as well as within the ServiceNow XL Release integration certified application. So within the Release plugin, you now can override default configurations within that are coming in. And for ServiceNow users, they can create variables to pass to Digital.ai Release along with the capability to complete gate tasks in Digital.ai Release from ServiceNow. So we're working on integrations and giving capabilities for both sides, both sets of users. And last, certainly not least, we're always working to make sure that we're supporting the latest versions of applications as they're out and making sure that those integrations work. And we have updated our plugins for Checkmarx, Jenkins, and Bamboo to make sure that we're supporting the latest releases. So with that, that is my wrap up of the January 2021 product releases. If you have more questions or would like to learn more, please visit us at Digital.ai.